Invisible Sister is definitely trying to be something monumental. Definitely tries too hard to give off this brilliant message about how if you're feeling invisible, particularly if you're younger, you're at school, don't worry, it won't last forever. Obviously the teen and preteen market is the target audience here because this is a Disney Channel film. However, it didn't need to try so hard. I feel like it doesn't hold up that message very well, as there are too many threads happening here. That being said, it's still a pretty enjoyable film. This was released in 2015, directed by Paul Hoen, written by Billy Eddy and Matt Eddy, and stars Rowan, Blanchard and Paris Berelc. I apologise if I've mispronounced that. And basically Cleo feels like she is invisible. You know, she's one of those kids who goes to high school and just never gets any attention from any of her cohorts, whereas Molly is very popular, brilliant at lacrosse, constantly gets attention. Oddly, Molly is not a nasty character. She's not an antagonist. I had assumed that when I started watching this, she was going to be full of herself and, you know, in love with being popular, but actually she's not. She's quite down to earth. She is very nice to Cleo, and then one day Cleo is doing a science experiment and it accidentally turns Molly invisible. And this is where we get the whole, you know, if you're invisible, don't worry, it won't last forever, and also being visible, being, you know, popular isn't always what it seems, because Cleo then has to pretend to be Molly. It's, yeah, I mean, I can see what they were going for, and I can see that it could have been quite important, but it's just good fun. It's not really, you know, I don't think they did very well with trying to give off this message, if that's what they were trying to do. If they weren't trying to do that, then that's absolutely fine. However, the narrative itself is pretty interesting, but very unbelievable. You know, I like the fact that she's invisible. I like films about characters who are invisible and seeing what they get up to. Honestly, she gets up to nothing. It's pretty dull in that respect. But I really, really liked the character of Cleo. I really liked her. So I kind of enjoyed watching this for her and to see how her own development would occur throughout. And she kept me engaged. So that was something that I liked. It also strayed away from a lot of stereotypes. But kind of consciously. There are certain characters who could have been stereotyped, but the characters made an effort to show that they weren't actually stereotypes. And I really appreciate that. I think it did that very well. I do think that it's completely unrealistic. If you turn your sister invisible, you're not going to try and solve it yourself. You would at least tell your science teacher. So I feel like, for me as an older viewer, it's unbelievable, unrealistic, and just a little bit frustrating. But I think if you're the target audience, then you're probably going to enjoy it. It's, you know, the special effects with the invisibility is really good. It is good fun. It might encourage some people to take up science for right or wrong reasons. But, you know, I enjoyed it. I'm never going to watch it again. But it was a pretty good watch. Very relaxing, easy to watch. I don't have any complaints about it, really. Nothing major. Yes, it's a bit unrealistic. Yes, it's trying too hard to be something. But ultimately, it's an hour and 20 minutes. And it's not bad. It's not a bad film.